The show opens with cheerful music as Jenna Bush Hager and her co-host welcome Blake Shelton back to the studio. The energy is light and fun. They're laughing about his latest single and joking about his cowboy boots. Blake leans back, smiling, tossing out one-liners that keep everyone entertained. Jenna mentions how fans love his humor and humility, calling him America's favorite laid-back cowboy. Blake grins. That's because I don't take myself too seriously. The crowd laughs, but then Jenna slides in a playful jab. So, how does Gwen feel about you always being the laid-back one? Blake smirks. Depends on what you mean by that. The laughter feels a little forced now. Jenna continues. You've been off The Voice for a while. People are saying you're slowing down. Getting too comfortable? Blake's smile stiffens. Maybe I'm just living life, not slowing down, he says. The light-hearted morning show mood falters. The tension is quiet but visible, and everyone feels that something unexpected might be coming next. Jenna, still trying to keep the mood fun, jokes, I heard Gwen's the one keeping you busy at home now. The audience chuckles, but Blake's expression hardens. That's funny, he says flatly, because last I checked, I've still got a career. The laughter dies quickly. Jenna, sensing the shift, tries to backpedal. Oh, come on, I'm just teasing. Everyone knows you're busier than ever. Blake leans forward slightly, his voice steady but firm. Sometimes teasing turns into people thinking they know your life better than you do. The studio goes silent. Jenna tries to smile through the tension, but it's clear she's rattled. We just love your honesty, she says. You always tell it like it is. Blake nods. Yeah, and that's why sometimes people don't like what I say. The room feels tighter. The laughter doesn't return. What was supposed to be a friendly bit of humor just turned into a challenge, one that neither side seems willing to drop. The co-host steps in, trying to steer the interview back on track. Blake, let's talk about your new song. It's about staying true to yourself, right? Blake nods, then glances at Jenna. Yeah, it's about not letting other people define your story. Jenna clears her throat. I think a lot of people relate to that, especially when you're married to another superstar. Blake chuckles lightly, but it's not a happy laugh. Well, marriage is about teamwork, not headlines. The audience claps softly. Jenna tries again to lighten the mood. But you've got to admit, you and Gwen are like country and pop royalty. Blake shakes his head. I'm just a guy from Oklahoma who sings songs. The rest is noise. The tone is calm but carries weight. The host looks uneasy. She didn't expect this level of seriousness. Well, Jenna says, smiling awkwardly. You're certainly keeping things interesting. Blake gives a half smile. That's what happens when you ask real questions. The crowd murmurs. The tension is now impossible to ignore. Trying to recover the energy, Jenna says, Okay, serious question. Do you ever get tired of people asking about Gwen? Blake laughs once dryly. Every day. The audience laughs nervously, unsure if he's joking. He continues, She's amazing, but sometimes it feels like people forget I've been doing this for 20 years. Jenna nods quickly. Of course you're a legend. Blake smirks. Didn't feel that way just now. The silence is deafening. Jenna raises her hands. Hey, no disrespect. We're just having fun here. Blake stares at her, then says quietly, Maybe for you. He unclips his mic and stands up. The crowd gasps. Blake, wait, Jenna says, half rising from her chair. Nah, I think I'm good, he replies, his voice even but final. He flashes a polite smile to the audience. Appreciate y'all. Then he turns and walks off stage. The studio is frozen, the hosts stunned. For a moment, the cameras just keep rolling, capturing one of the most unexpected walk-offs in Today Show history. Jenna sits frozen, blinking in disbelief. The co-host gives a nervous laugh. Well, that just happened. The audience doesn't know how to react. A few clap uncertainly. We love you, Blake, someone yells, trying to lighten the air. Jenna forces a smile. We really do, she says, but her voice trembles slightly. The camera pans to her awkward grin before the show abruptly cuts to a commercial. During the break, the studio buzzes with whispers. Crew members rush to figure out what to do next. When the show returns, Jenna apologizes on air. "We have so much respect for Blake Shelton. We never want anyone to feel uncomfortable here." But the damage is already done. Within minutes, clips of the moment start spreading online, replayed, analyzed, and memed. Viewers debate whether Blake overreacted or stood his ground. What started as a routine morning interview has turned into a viral TV moment, one that neither side will forget anytime soon. By afternoon, the clip floods social media. Twitter trends. Blake Shelton walks off. Millions watch the few seconds where he stands up, straightens his jacket, and leaves the set. Fans post reactions. "He was right to walk off," says one. Another writes, "Come on, Blake, it was just a joke." TikTok fills with reaction. Videos, slow-motion edits, and captions like, "When the country calm finally snaps." Even other celebrities comment, some praising Blake's composure, others calling it unnecessary. Jenna trends too. "Poor Jenna, just doing her job," one headline reads. But most agree on one thing. It felt real. No PR spin, no scripted TV drama, just an honest human moment that struck a nerve. By the evening, talk shows and news outlets replay the clip endlessly. The Today Show doesn't release an official statement, but their next day episode opens with Jenna smiling and saying, "We love you, Blake." The crowd laughs, but everyone knows this story isn't over yet. 2 days later, Blake Shelton addresses the incident in a radio interview. "Look," he says, "I don't hold grudges, but I've been in this business long enough to know when something stops being fun." His voice is calm but firm. "It's not about being angry, it's about respect. I love to laugh, but I don't like being a punchline." The host asks if he'll ever return to the show. Blake chuckles softly. "Maybe someday, if they promise not to talk about my personal life." Fans flood the comments with support. "Good for you, Blake," one writes. Meanwhile, Jenna publicly comments during her next broadcast, "I adore Blake Shelton. He's passionate and real, and that's why we love him." The media spins the story as a moment of honesty, a rare break from fake smiles and staged laughter. In a world obsessed with image, Blake's walk-off becomes a symbol of authenticity, and that's something everyone can respect. Sometimes the most powerful moments in entertainment aren't scripted. They're spontaneous and human. Blake Shelton's walk-off reminded everyone watching that even the biggest stars have limits. It wasn't about anger or ego. It was about drawing a line when jokes stopped being harmless. This moment sparked a worldwide discussion about respect, privacy, and how far TV hosts can go for entertainment. Whether you side with Blake or think he overreacted, you can't deny one thing. He stayed true to himself. In a world that often rewards fake smiles, that honesty hits harder than any performance. As fans continue to debate the moment online, one truth stands tall. Real reactions make real impact. And that's why we'll remember this interview long after the cameras stopped rolling. If you love uncovering the untold stories behind viral moments like this, hit that like button, subscribe, and join us as we explore the truth behind them. Headlines: Where fame meets reality, and emotions can't be scripted.